Hey everybody, my name is Derek Van Schoten and I make music under the moniker Cloudchord. I am a guitarist, producer, and Ableton certified trainer. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make all my custom guitar tones inside Ableton Live. I'm able to use Live both in the studio and out on the stage as my one-stop creative toolkit. And it doesn't matter what interface I'm using. Today I'm using Apollo Twin. When I'm on tour, I use a simple Focusrite Scarlett, and when I'm making loops in my backyard, I'll use the Ableton Push 3. All of these guitar amp racks I'm going to show you today contain 4 devices: pedal, amp, cabinet, and hybrid reverb. Now each one of these has a myriad of effects and devices to give it bells and whistles and its own flair. But those 4 that I mention are the skeleton and the backbone of the organic tone for each of these. So inside Ableton Live, we have 2 views. Today I'm going to be working in session view. Now our tracks are the columns going left to right, and our scenes are the rows going up and down. Scenes can be thought of as different sections of a song or one song altogether. Most DAWs have what's called arrangement view, which is the timeline of the song goes left to right. But today we're going to work in session view because for me, that's where the magic happens. Today we're going to start with my working Guitarist amps because it's very practical. Most of my amp racks start with a simple clean tone. All right, so let's look at these amp racks. We're going to start with the working Guitarist amp, and these knobs here are referred to as macros, and each one of them is assigned to a device inside this rack. You can think of these knobs as similar to a combination of things on your amp and in your pedal board. Anytime we come up with a new configuration of macros, we can create a new snapshot or preset. All of the amp racks I'm showing you today have a myriad of presets that I've made myself. In this working Guitarist amp, it starts with a Hardy Clean preset. But let's go with something a little more extravagant. How about this chorus delay and play over some bossa nova? Also in this working Guitarist toolkit, we have black t-shirt for all your rock and roll needs. Here we go. Moving on to something slightly more exotic, we have our Lofi amps. And one of my favorite things inside here is the use of the chorus device to create a wow and flutter lo-fi kind of sound. Let me turn this macro up halfway. Kind of neat. Let's play it with a beat. Pretty cool. Another one of my favorite settings here is the wiggle. Instantly you can hear vinyl crackle, and that is making good use of our vinyl distortion device. You can also hear a tremolo inside there. Now with any one of these amps, you can create your own presets. All you need to do is make your own tweak. I'm going to turn up this magic macro, see what that does. Well, that's cool. And then I can just simply hit new, and down at the bottom we have a new variation. Command R on a Mac, and I can retitle it. So we'll just call this Magic. And there it is, our brand new preset. Now from time to time, I will make amps that are a tribute to certain players. The Experience amps is just that. Let's go to the Anthem. One of the things I also like to do in Live is MIDI map foot controllers to certain macros. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so down on the floor, I have a soft step and an expression pedal. I'm going to use each of these devices for different things. So if we go up to the top right corner and select our MIDI button, now anything that is purple is able to be MIDI mapped. So I'm going to map my navigation tools for my snapshots to a few different different buttons on my soft step. So I select the downward arrow. Let's map that to button 5 on my soft step. And up, we're going to map that to button 0. And then the select, we're going to map to 4. Now let's get out of MIDI mapping and see if that works. I want to go down. So you can see it's toggling through. And then all I have to do is hit number 4 and it will select it. While I'm on this octave below preset, I wanted to mention that I am making good incorrect use of a device. Now, this auto shift device you see here is used by many as an auto tune, especially for vocalist and monophonic instruments. I am using it as a Hendrix style octaver. Remember kids, there's no wrong answers in rock and roll. Okay, so one other thing I want to do is map my auto filter frequency to my expression pedal on the floor, and that way it can function like a wah-wah. Go here, into my auto filter, I select the frequency. Now I select my expression pedal. Let's see how it sounds. Hands-free playing. When Ableton Live 12 dropped, they dropped a new saturation device called Roar. It gets all kinds of cool distortion. Let's check this one out inside Roaring Guitar Amps. Future Surf gives us our 60s style fuzz. Nar, check this out. It reminds me of something experimental that Jeff Beck would do. And Warm Crunch. Just something nice. Last but not least, Synthy. Rhythmic Filter Amps takes our auto filter and adds rhythmic LFOs to it. Check it out. That's fun. Quarter is a fun one too. Lastly, check out the preset Wow Laser. That won't disappoint. Those are all different uses of the device autofilter. While we're on an experimental tip, let's look at pitch shifting. That uses the shift device, which is essentially a harmonizer. We've got your standard, like a fifth up. We can do 12-string type sounds for an octave above. Then we get into experimental sounds. Look out. One of my favorite is this fifth bounce. Let's play this beat again. Let's try the next one. How about this one? Everything you always wished your whammy pedal would do. For all you hipsters out there that play jazz masters and live in places like Williamsburg, Brooklyn, or Echo Park, Los Angeles, this amp is for you. One of the things I've noticed from a lot of guitar VSTs out there is good distortion presets are kind of easy to make. The clean ones, in my opinion, are hard, especially if you don't just lather it with chorus. So in these devices, I really tried to give y'all a whole bunch of really solid clean tones. Last but not least, we have organic amps, which is mostly clean tones based on like your Fender Twin, your good clean tube amps. So I'm gonna go out on a setting from that with one of my own tunes, and I appreciate you watching this video. Like and subscribe. I hope you find all kinds of creativity with these guitar amps inside Ableton Live.